Welcome back to the 128 KB podcast. We are back once again.
Oh, yeah.
Due to lack of popular demand.
As always.
Unlike the games we're going to talk about today, which are there by huge popular demand.
Yes, yeah.
If this is your first episode of the 128 KB podcast, this is your weekly dose of all things gaming, where two people moan about games.
Yes.
Well, I don't always moan.
No.
Like last week, we just rabbited on about how amazing Steam Deck was.
Yes.
Is
Steam Deck.
By the time this comes out, you may or may not have it.
Well, I don't know how quickly it will ship. But
Not that I'm going to ruin how these are filmed at all.
what are you on about? I just happened to wear the same clothes as last week.
Same. I just don't wash.
No.
I sit here the whole week waiting for you to come back. Andy,
Yes.
it's that time of the year where all the game nerds get all tribal and start talking about game of the year.
I know.
So I wanted to talk about it a little bit, and the hilarity that there's a lot of games that we've not even touched, that we're deeply inadequately placed to talk about this.
Yes.
And our frustrations that certain games aren't on the Game of the Year list.
Yes.
So it's kind of like a combination of our Game of the Year
Yeah.
and talking about the Game of the Year.
Really,
awards.
it stems from one game that you've played and you're upset that it's not on there.
The only game I played this year to completion, literally. It's not on the list.
That's why we're here today.
What actually kicked off this idea, and it's been reborn out, which is hilarious, was a meme I saw this morning on one of the many gaming groups or Twitter or something. And it was a picture of the last 10 years of the Game of the Year nominations.
Yes.
And the console exclusive.
Yes.
So not the ones that are available on all platforms.
Yeah.
Like Alan Wake 2, for example.
Yeah.
But the console exclusives. And every year it's been PlayStation or Nintendo have had their exclusives in there.
Yeah.
And every year Xbox has had none. And I was like, well, 2022 is going to be different because Star Wars is going to be nominated.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's got to be in the runners.
It's not even in the list.
It's not even there.
I don't know if that means that my finger is so deeply off the pulse or if they've got it very wrong.
I don't know.
Or if it's a bit of both.
Yeah. I think everyone's too busy playing Starfield on Xbox that they forgot to nominate, so it was just PlayStation and Nintendo.
Was this like a
fans.
public nomination thing?
I've no idea.
Because I didn't see. I would have got loads of email addresses. And just Starfield.
I don't know. I don't know if it's just like a Metacritic thing or a reviewer thing.
In truth,
We probably should have looked that up.
The game of the no, I do know it because way back when I worked in the game industry, I got nominated for best music in an indie game one year.
Nice.
I didn't win. I was just nominated. But to be fair, the game that won that year was amazing. I can't remember what it's called. It was like a point and click puzzle adventure. You can get it on PlayStation still, the game that
Really?
won.
Wow.
Machinarium. That was it. Machinarium. It's incredible. It's like a hand drawn. It's beautiful. It definitely won. It was loads better than the shit I made. Anyway, my point being is that Game of the Year is actually a bit of a misnomer.
Yeah.
It's not a single thing.
No.
There's loads of publications that have their own Game of the Years.
Yes.
Like Variety magazines, Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So there's loads of different.
We could have our own Game of the Year.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How? Welcome back to the 128 Gaming Podcast. In this episode, we decide what the Game of the Year is.
Yeah.
And the winner,
I know
due to lack of popular demand, is Starfield!
Oh, I thought you were going to nominate again that game that you worked on ages ago.
That game was called... Oh, shit, what was it called? Swipe Bomb.
That's a great title.
Yeah. You had to swipe bombs.
Is it like Minesweeper?
No.
Oh.
No, it was actually quite a cool game for mobile in like 2009 or 10 or something stupid like that. I don't know. It was a long time ago.
Like it.
Yes. Anyway, enough about my past because that's going to bring out some skeletons, let's be honest. Let's talk about the kind of colloquial Game of the Year and the kind of general nominations that we've seen and our feelings about them. The first thing that was really alarming was none of these games we have played to completion.
No.
None of them.
None. No,
of them.
not as
And I know we've done a whole episode about buying games and not completing them.
Yes. Yeah.
But this really rubs salt into that wound.
One of the nominations I completed the first one.
That doesn't count.
Actually, two of them.
The prequel doesn't count.
Oh.
And the not remake version doesn't count either. So I guess we should start off by talking about what the actual nominations are.
Yes.
And then we'll go from there. So
one of them was an indie horror game you'd never heard of.
But okay, so Alan Wake 2 has taken the internet by storm, let's be fair.
Yes.
And back when I was doing game previews more often, I was doing like preview articles and stuff.
Yeah.
Alan Wake Remaster.
Yeah. It came out 2 years ago, even though we thought it was this year.
It's just blown my brain, man. I don't understand that at all. Anyway, when that came out, I was like, oh, I remember hearing about this when it came out, and it was this kind of indie kind of horror thing where you have a flashlight or something.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I don't really like horror games that much.
Yeah.
So I always just kind of ignored it.
Yeah.
But I did this preview article on that game, and I was like, oh, it looks like a good improvement. It looks okay.
Yeah.
And I heard that as part of the kind of genesis of this was that they're going to make the sequel, Alan Wake 2. Yep. So when that got released, I was just like, oh, there's a sequel to it.
Yeah.
I just ignored it, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Which apparently is the most stupid thing I've ever done, because everyone is just saying it's easily the best game of the year.
It's just come out of nowhere. It only came out like, a couple of weeks ago or something?
It's just, everyone is saying it's the best game of the year.
Yeah.
By a long way.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which has blown my mind.
Yeah.
You have just finished...
I have. Alan Wake 1 Remastered.
After waiting 2 years.
Yes. Well,
how up to date we are.
I played the original on the Xbox 360 and I can't remember how far I got in, a couple of hours, and then I put it on the shelf.
Which is hilarious because it's a really short game.
Yes, it's only like 10 hours long, but I played a bit of it and then never played it again.
Yeah.
And then when Alan Wake 2 came out, I was like, can't really afford that right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to buy the remaster because it was significantly reduced.
Yeah, let's finish that and not ruin the story.
Yeah, exactly. I thought, you know what, I'll play it again because, I liked what I played from what I remembered, and I thought remaster up to modern standard, great. It's now really cheap. Yeah. So I literally picked it up for like £8 or less, and directly from the Microsoft store on the Xbox. I was like, great. So I played it all the way through. I just completed it like 2 days ago. And now I've got the bug of like, sweet, I'm going to go to Argentina and buy Alan Wake 2.
Now, before we started recording this, you told me that you bought the key over a VPN in Argentina. And you're like, don't say anything about it in the podcast.
I didn't. My friend did.
Andros did.
Yes.
Very good. Yes. And you're like, don't say anything about it. It's like, I'm totally going to tell everyone about that. So
I flew to Argentina and back last night and installed the game.
Do they have localized pricing, or did you go to a CD key style website that sells them slightly less than legally?
Maybe, yeah, possibly.
It's possible.
Yes, it's
possible.
It's a possibility.
So you bought Alan Wake 2 last night?
I did, yeah. And I installed
For how much less than retail?
Probably 50% less.
It's just a small indie studio working on this game. But I saved 20 quid.
Yeah. 25 actually.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
you're gonna have to tell me the name of this website.
Yes, I will.
I'll use my VPN to
buy illegal games. Yes,
that would be the perfect segment for us to drop a VPN plug. I was expecting an ad readout then.
Yeah. So if you're a VPN owner and you sponsor us,
we do get emails from VPNs, but they want us to work on a commission, and I'm like, I'm not interested in selling stuff.
No, pay us and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, come on, like Microsoft did. They bought us out, so we would just talk about Xbox all the time.
We were PlayStation fanboys, and then Microsoft came with that.
I'm going to ask for a raise on our Microsoft thing because I want to get Series X.
Yes,
they
gave me the X. They only gave you the S.
Yeah, I want an X now. Oh well. So
yes,
we could put a pin in Alan Wake 2 as like to be decided.
Yeah, because I've personally not even looked at any content other than
I have
a couple of things about how good like the ray tracing.
I love ruining games. Yes, the ray tracing. Yeah. Of course, Alan Wake 2 has been nominated in like every individual character.
We were flicking through earlier, and I was like, it's at the top of every list.
Best direction, best story, best graphics, best sound. You're like, wow,
what? Like, it's crazy.
It seems obvious that that's going to win.
I hope it does,
because it's the critics' choice. You get. So for like the professional critics, that is, the feedback from the users, the community has been hugely positive. That groundswell of support.
I hope it wins, personally.
The thing that's exciting with that for the people that have made it, and for us players that haven't yet to experience it, is that it's very rare that you see a game getting just universal support like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Everyone knows that listens to this how much I loved my playthrough of Starfield.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah, I don't know if I told you.
I don't know if you've mentioned it.
No, I was
yet.
streaming it. Yeah, I've completed it now. I can play the new game.
Everyone can watch the VODs over on the
yes.
KB News.
Yeah,
channel,
on my YouTube channel. It's just there. You just click on it and just watch me play through. Yeah. Or if you just want to know what happens in the end, just click the last one. It says completed. So that's there. But that didn't get anywhere near universal support. In fact, it kind of universally was quite critical of that game and its flaws, and it does have flaws. Of course,
yeah.
The same with Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
That had plenty of flaws. And yes, it had more positive support than Starfield. But, and I think that's because those two games sit very tribally as console exclusives.
Yeah.
Whereas Alan Wake 2 doesn't.
Yes. Yeah. Alan Wake 2's on everything. It's multi-plat. Well, other than Switch, it's a multi-plat game. So it's on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. Yeah.
And that's why I think it's going to win.
Yes. Well, I hope it does. I really do. I'd love to see something different. Like the way it's just sprang up of nowhere. I didn't even know there was going to be a sequel. Like I genuinely didn't. I thought Alan Wake, that was it, one and done. Yeah. They did the remaster. There you go. Great. I never thought they would follow on. So the fact that they have, and apparently it's phenomenal, I'm super stoked to start playing it. Yeah, I really am.
It's really exciting. Baldur's Gate 3 is nominated.
Yeah.
That's the perfect reaction to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's meant to be amazing.
I don't know if this will shock you, but I'm not really a Baldur's Gate kind of person.
I played the first one.
When was that? 1985?
Yes. It was a long time ago. And I don't remember anything about it other than remembering enjoying it.
Yes.
I remember thinking, wow, this is really good. But that's as far as my memory goes.
It's got a place. I'm not saying the games are similar, but it's got a place similar in my head as World of Warcraft.
Okay.
It's like, it's this awesome thing that happens over there for other people.
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not my
You're aware of it, but you're not really in it. Yeah.
It's over there.
Yeah.
But also, like World of Warcraft, I'm also well aware that I'm really fickle.
Yeah.
And that if I spent more than 5 minutes playing it, I'd probably be really into it.
Yes.
I'd get obsessed.
Oh yeah, you would. I can imagine AJ being a full-on WoW player.
Or Baldur's Gate 3.
Yes, no, WoW.
Wow.
I will get you into World of Warcraft. I wasted nearly 8,000 hours playing WoW when I was younger. So
don't get me into World of Warcraft, man.
Can you imagine those streams? Finally completed it in like 50 years.
Can you complete it?
No, it just goes on forever.
You would find a way though.
Yes. But yeah, Baldur's Gate looks phenomenal. I mean, basically every decision you make affects like whether a character dies or not, like, and changes the direction of the story. But it's turn-based combat. So you would love it, and I probably wouldn't.
I don't know how much I'd like turn-based combat now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I really didn't mind it.
Yeah.
Back way when like an RPGs really
when it had
suited
to be.
It had to be.
It's the only way it could be.
And that's how like RPGs translated from card-based or board game-based to game consoles. The turn-based thing made sense. Now, I probably would find it frustrating.
But that's why Baldur's Gate is like that, because it is Dungeons and Dragons.
Yes.
Like, it's exactly that. And it looks phenomenal. It really does. And I want to get into it, but I'm more of an ARPG guy. I'm a Diablo guy. Yeah. Diablo 4 is where I would sink my time.
It's really interesting you say that, because it's a really nice segue. Because Baldur's Gate being there and Diablo 4 not being there has genuinely shocked me.
Yeah, it's sad. Like, I get it. Loads of people have hated on Diablo 4, but then the developers have actually really been doing a lot of work.
Why the hate? What's been the negative?
Because a while back they patched in some, I can't remember exactly what it was.
Did they nerf some weapons or something?
Yeah, they really nerfed the game, like broke the game.
But
basically.
then
they reverted it. Yeah, they reverted it, and then they've done loads more work since.
Yeah,
I haven't been playing it for a while, but
it's a live service game.
Yeah.
Let's be fair, it's a game that's living and breathing.
I think it's great,
and will continue forever. As long as the servers are alive.
Exactly. I can't wait to rebuy it to play it on my Steam Deck OLED when that comes.
Yeah.
Because I'm totally going to do that.
I'm surprised it's not there, because that was a big deal when that came out. It's been a long time coming. I guess, much like Starfield, it didn't get that groundswell of support that it probably deserved.
Yeah.
If you remove the tribalism from all of this, you have to say that games like that and Starfield have a worthy place in this nomination
I'm
list.
surprised they aren't here, at least Starfield. I would personally put Diablo 4 up in that list as well. But,
yeah, I would.
But they're not, which is sad.
Now, the game that gets compared to Starfield in a way that I don't quite understand.
Doesn't even make any sense.
Other than it's a console exclusive, released in a similar
You mean
timeframe.
the only exclusive for that console?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Is there any other PlayStation 5 exclusives this year?
No.
And I'm not, before you jump in the comments, PlayStation
they're
fans.
jumping. They're already typing.
I don't mean you can get it on the PS4 and PS. I mean PlayStation 5 only exclusive.
No.
I'm glad there is, though. Spider-Man 2.
Yes.
I'm glad it's there. I'm glad it's out. I'm not into Marvel enough.
Yeah.
I don't like Spider-Man games enough to pay full price for this game. But I totally understand from watching a lot of gameplay of it, watching other people play it. It's a great experience. They've done a phenomenal job building this world of New York and its surrounding areas, not just the main island anymore.
Yeah.
And that you can seamlessly traverse this landscape. It looks amazing.
Oh, it looks like the definitive Spider-Man game. Like, really
100%,
looks amazing.
100%.
Yeah.
But I find Spider-Man games a bit repetitive. The combat is very repetitive.
And I love it, and for me, I should have been jumping on this day one because I'm a huge Venom nut.
Yep.
I've literally have probably 200 pristine comics of just Venom. Like, I've got all the Venom comics.
What was it that put you off? Was it the price?
It was the price.
£70.
£70, no way. And at the time, obviously, I was playing Starfield for free with my subscription to Game Pass.
That's difficult. It's a difficult comparison, man.
And I got 500 games on there I could play at any point.
Yeah.
Like, dropping £70. That's nearly £100
That's
on one game for Venom. And I'm going to buy it and I'm going to play the whole game, but not now. I'm not paying full price.
I think that's the thing now. And I don't know if it's come with being a bit more of a seasoned gamer, let's say, or if it's just how it is with games now. But in order for me to day one purchase something at that full top end price, it's got to kind of be like a generational moment.
Yes, something phenomenal.
That I cannot just wait. I cannot see other people playing it before me. I need this now.
Yep.
For the games that I'm sat on the fence with, before I would have just bought 40 quid when that was like full price, 40, 50 pounds. I'd be like, yeah, all right, let's do it.
Yeah.
Because it's made that leap higher. Yeah. I'm like, I don't know.
Nah, it's made it a struggle. Like for me, especially at the minute, because
I think for everyone at the minute,
Yeah. Well, everyone, cost of living and everything else. And, me and my wife got a puppy. We're doing a house up and all that kind of stuff. Money's tight. So I can't just splash out nearly £100 on one game.
But what you can do is hop on a VPN and go to Argentina.
I flew there directly,
Did you?
Yeah, in the space of 10 minutes. I went there, back, and installed the game.
So when Microsoft gave you a security check-in, is this you in Argentina? Because that doesn't seem right.
I showed them my passport, stamped.
Yeah, I got my own jet.
Yeah. Yes.
Just to buy this game.
I can't buy a 70 quid game, but I can jet to Argentina.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man's got a well-worthy place in the Game of the Year list. It absolutely makes sense for it to be there.
Totally. And I am looking forward to playing it.
I'm looking forward to playing it. I'm just not looking forward to playing it enough to spend £70 on it.
Absolutely the same as me.
Yeah. But what I've seen, I've watched some people streaming it. I've watched extensive reviews of it. It looks amazing. I totally get it.
I'm completely blind to it. Because again, I know I want to play it.
You
just
don't
like
want to
Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah. Because one day I will play
I'm just not into Spider-Man enough.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
To drop on
totally agree.
Right. The next entry on this list. We almost had a fight.
We did.
Yeah. Like, we always came to blows about this.
We had to leave the room.
Yeah, because you're obviously an avid defender of the entire franchise.
Yes, that's true, yeah.
And I can't understand how a remake could be allowed into the Game of the Year nominations.
Because it's a remake of not the Game of the Year, it's the remake of the game of all time.
Resident Evil 4.
Yeah.
Remake.
Yeah.
Now, if our argument was game of all time, and you put Resident Evil 4 in that list, I'd be like, mate, totally get it. That's your nomination. Totally understand you're wrong, but I get it. No, but I totally get it, yeah?
Yeah.
And the Resident Evil 4 remake, the limited amount I played of it, but I did play some of it, which makes a change.
Yeah, and you enjoyed it on the Steam Deck.
It was amazing.
Really good.
They've done a phenomenal job. They've got rid of some of the slapstick comedy that I enjoyed about it.
Yeah.
But they've made it infinitely better.
Yes.
If that was Resident Evil 4, full stop.
Yeah, if that was the first time it launched, then I get you.
Give it the Game of the Year award because it's amazing.
It's incredible, yeah.
The fact that it's a remake, I just want you to imagine for a second it wins.
Yeah. It's not a new game.
It can't win Game of the Year. A remake can't.
Because it's the game of 2003 or whenever it came out.
What it's saying is that we've not been able to write a better storyline in a game for 20 years.
Yeah, that's probably true.
Yeah, I think that's fair, actually. Yeah. But it's in there. So that we were almost coming to blows about this. Because you're like, no, it's definitely deserved to win because it's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it's the remake of Resi 4, the best Resident Evil, one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
So I feel like it should be nominated because why not? This is a huge game. I guess, but I understand your point.
The other positive, though, towards it, like to disagree with myself, is I didn't play Resident Evil 4 the first time round.
I know.
Because I was just stuck in PlayStation land.
Yeah, and it was only for GameCube.
Only for GameCube.
Yeah, it was console exclusive.
I didn't even touch the GameCube the first time round. So in my mind, the best Resident Evil game was Resident Evil 2.
Yes, yeah. Great game. The original.
I think it was a seminal game, that one.
Yeah.
Because it took what was great about the first one, but made it loads better.
Yeah. You're now in the city. You're in Raccoon City rather than in the mansion.
Weird mansion with like fucking sharks and stuff.
Oh, I love it though.
I do. I loved every moment of Resident Evil 1. But Resident Evil 2, I just remember everything about where I was, how old I was, the experience of playing the first demo that came on the PlayStation magazine over and over again.
Totally agree. But Resi 4 is where we got over-the-shoulder shooting. Resi 4 created how we play every
proper
game now.
Third-person shoot, which should always be on the right.
Yes. Yeah, unlike Alan Wake 1.
Not on the left.
Where the camera's on your left shoulder, and honestly, I fought with it the entire game.
Which is just wrong.
It was horrible. Yeah, I felt like my brain flipped. It was disgusting. Like, it really was.
It's
like,
horrible.
Oh, it's horrible. But I mean, Resident Evil 4 did so much to change gaming.
Yeah.
It really did.
Yeah, I agree.
And it is a phenomenal game. It's probably one of my most played ever games is Resident Evil 4. And I've bought it on pretty much every release.
And the remake is more than the title suggests.
Oh, it's, they've done a lot. Yeah.
Quite often remakes can be a little bit flat.
Yes, and sometimes they can do things like badly, and I think they've taken a good creative direction with this to make it more dark, and because it's not overly scary when you replay Resident Evil 4 now. At the time it was, on the GameCube, it's like, oh my God, whereas now if you replay it, it's like, it's a bit tame.
Yeah.
But this one made it feel like darker, and I think it gave it that extra boost of life for people that had never played the original.
Yeah.
And especially people that tried to play the original.
I got the anxiety of playing a horror game straight away.
Yes.
Playing it straight away.
Modernizes the controls and everything. Yeah. Like, it makes the whole game...
I guess my point is...
Good.
I agree and disagree.
Yeah, no, I get you. I'm with you.
As a release this year, it's got a worthy place in that list. Yeah. But it cannot be allowed to win.
Yeah, because it's not a new game.
Yeah.
Game of the year should be reserved for
new games,
for new IPs or new entries.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I do agree with you. But this whole year has basically been the year of the remake, isn't it?
Oh man, the past couple of years have been. Yeah,
it's all remakes or sequels.
Yeah,
and that's kind of shown by most of these games having numbers in their titles.
Actually, Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate 3, Spider-Man 2, which is actually like Spider-Man 10 or something by now.
Resident
Evil 4 remake,
Tears of the Kingdom, which is
basically DLC.
Yeah, but that's basically
Zelda DLC.
Yeah, it's basically Zelda 2 and Breath of the Wild 2.
Yes.
So the only one is really Mario Wonder. So Mario Wonder's one. There we go. Bye.
We just decided. I could get on board with that because that's next on the list. Is let's give it its proper name.
Yes.
Super Mario Brothers.
No, Super Mario Bros. Full stop.
full stop. Bros, full stop. Wonder.
Yeah. Period. If you're in America, you say period, don't you?
Oh, disgusting.
As a kid, I'm just going to sidetrack.
Yeah.
I never understood what that was. Like, I'd watch American shows and stuff, and they would go, like, they would say period.
That's
like,
the end of it. Period.
Yeah, and make a point. And for years, I was completely like gobsmacked. Like, why are they saying that?
Yeah, it doesn't
like,
make sense.
why do they say period? Like, I don't understand. Like, a period of time, like at the end of period, like a period, you know, like
period on your timetable.
Yeah. So, and I, as a kid, I just really didn't understand that. I was probably in my like mid-20s or early 20s before I realized they're on about a freaking full stop, and they're making it's like saying exclamation mark.
Only Americans could actually say full stop.
Yes.
But give it a word, and they have to say it in a sentence.
Yes. So I was confused. So, you know, if you're American, let me know why you say period. So I want to know.
And also, if you're American, can I just introduce you to a fortnight? Because you don't say that.
Do they not say fortnight?
Fortnight.
No. What do they say?
2 weeks. I don't know.
I
don't know what they say instead.
How do you know they don't say a fortnight?
I just know they don't. Okay.
Okay.
Just is a thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Super Mario Bros. Wonder.
Yes.
is for you. I'm going to say is the surprise entry.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think for the rest of us, when we first saw it, we're like, oh, Super Mario is going back to OG.
Yes.
And they've made it look beautiful.
Yes.
And it does look beautiful.
Oh, it looks phenomenal, especially on the OLED.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah, like really, it's like, you know,
vibrancy
ridiculous.
to the max.
Yeah, it really is.
The animations are slick.
Oh, it's so smooth.
The controls are great.
The controls are perfect. Like all of it's phenomenal. It really is.
Is it the perfect platform game?
It's the best Mario game.
Wow.
I'm saying it. It's the best platforming Mario game I've ever played.
Yeah.
And my favourite already.
The funny thing is, when we were discussing this before, I was like, it's hard for Wonder to be in there because it's just a Mario game. And as soon as those words came out of my mouth, I was like, what have I just said?
You couldn't take them back.
No, it's like they're out there now. It's in the world. It is just a Mario game. And and the reason I say that is
cold-blooded.
I know, because Mario games are kind of a bit two-dimensional.
Oh, he's one of them. Is it worth full price?
Not 2D. I mean, as in, there's nothing to. They're just thin.
Yeah.
As in, they're just a platform. It's not like a deep story. It's not side questy or.
There's a story. Bowser becomes a castle.
Every Mario game's the same.
It is really.
Peach get kidnapped again.
Yeah.
Right. It's just a Mario game, but then I realize actually how important Mario games are to the gaming landscape.
Absolutely. I mean,
full stop.
Really.
Period.
There we go. Yeah, I mean, it saved gaming, really, didn't it?
Yeah.
It
redefined platform gaming.
Absolutely.
And you could argue every other genre of gaming after that, RPGs, action, they all stem from everything we learnt in Mario. Difficulty curves, how we learn to play a game without an instruction manual.
Yes.
It all comes from Mario.
Yes.
So to see them go back to the 2D Mario and reinvent it but not break it.
Yes. Yeah.
I think it's a wonder.
Ooh.
I think it's a worthy place in this list.
I think it's a wonderful game.
Hey.
Yeah.
But I think it probably should win. It won't.
Yeah.
But I think it should.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I've said it time and time and again, I really wasn't like overly fussed about it when it was shown. I was like, meh, because I didn't like the original platforming Mario.
Yeah.
So I was always a 3D Mario guy, you know. Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, all of those that go up. Loved them. I never really cared for the platforming ones because they were too hard for me as a kid. I was like, nah.
They were difficult.
They just annoyed me. I just rage quit.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to play games to get angry. Do you know what I mean? I wanted to enjoy playing games. Even if they were hard, I could deal with that. But I just really hated those games, you know, like they sucked. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, not another one, you know. So I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then I saw the direct that was all about Wonder, and I went, actually, that looks pretty good. And then I was like, oh, fine, I'm going to pre-order it. And it's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
It's one of the few games that I think you're actually going to complete.
Yes.
And 100%.
I've been 100%ing each level, and I'm fine taking my time with it.
I think you'll actually complete this one, which for you deserves like a trophy in itself.
Completing Alan Wake Remastered the other day, I felt really happy about.
Yeah, but that's like reading a chapter of a book.
Yeah, well, there's 6 chapters in Alan Wake 1.
Yeah, how long's each chapter? Half an hour?
No, couple hours each, I'd say.
How long did you spend playing the game?
Probably about 12 hours.
12 hours. So there you go. Yeah, okay. A couple of hours a chapter. I reckon you'll... To be fair, Super Mario Wonder's probably not that much longer.
It's freaking hard.
Is it?
Some of it is, yeah. The challenges and stuff. So it's 100%. It's really hard. Like, you could breeze through the game and just get through the levels, get to the end and go. You could knock it through like pretty quickly. But to 100% all the really difficult challenges,
do you know what I would do?
It sucks.
I bet you could guess what I would do.
What's that? Oh, do half and then rush to the end and complete it.
Yeah, 100% until it gets difficult. And I'm like, nah, sod it.
When it gets difficult, I give the controller to Christina and I go, there you go.
Off you go.
Because she's really good at stuff like this.
Okay, final on the list. And this is a worthy addition by every measure, and that is Tears of the Kingdom.
What's the correct name?
Okay, it is The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
No. There's a colon.
Oh, no. The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
Period.
But of course, you've said it wrong once in a video, and
I have, yeah.
Comment section.
Tears of Our Kingdom.
Tears of Our Kingdom. Was that what you said?
Yeah, Tears of Our Kingdom. People are like, what, do you live there?
Yeah,
I'm like, yeah I live in Hyrule.
What you can do if you disagree with Andy in any of his videos, or me in any of my videos, is actually make your own video just telling the world about how wrong we are, rather than leaving it in the comments, because no one cares.
I want a link. Yes.
Leave a link in the comments to your own video talking about how stupid we are.
I would appreciate that.
You can even clip our video and put it in there. I'll give you permission.
Yeah, I'd give you props for that.
Yeah.
Fine with that. But yeah, people would
I'll pin your comment if you do that.
Everyone knows I can't speak, so...
Both of us.
Expect...
ASAP.
ASAP Rocky. Yes. Yeah, I love that rap guy.
So many times. Whenever I...
That's Need for Speed Midnight Club, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Every time. It's like a tricky name. I'm like, oh my God, how that... I don't even know how you're supposed to say that. Like in God of War or something, they're all like Norse names. I'm like, I got no idea. Or if it's a really Japanese game.
Yes.
Like, I'm just going to make this up. It's going to be wrong.
But yeah, I'm with you. But yeah, Tears of the Kingdom.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Breath of the Wild DLC.
Yeah, it is, but that's exactly what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. It's more of the same, essentially, but better.
Better, new mechanics, same problems. It does have problems.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be fixed when the Switch 2 comes out. If they patch it.
Inevitably is been made for.
I'm probably not going to bother playing the rest of the game until the second console comes out. And that's the truth of it.
The performance issues, the shadow popping, weirdness. There are... It's hit up against the absolute limitations of the Switch.
But for that, they've done phenomenally well.
Amazing.
Like,
it's really shown what you can do in old hardware. Like really...
A chip from 2015 running that game.
There's so much going on.
Yeah.
Massive open world in a like totally three-dimensional space as well. That's
phenomenal
huge.
Game. Absolutely amazing game. Like what I've played of it, which was right when it launched, I smashed, I don't know, 10 hours on it.
Yeah,
like,
you did a fair amount.
And I loved every minute of it. And then something else came out and I put it down and then I never went back to it.
Buying games not completing
Yes,
them.
exactly. So, but thinking about how much fun I had in that short period of time, because you could play that like 200 hours plus, easy.
Yeah.
But from the time that I played on it, I really enjoyed it. Like it hooked me, like properly hooked me. Like the whole intro to the game was miles better than Breath of the Wild. Then like just all the stuff that happened, everything you can do, all the abilities, like how you can build whatever you want, like, and you can tackle any challenge however you see fit. There's no like set, it's not linear in any way. It literally is like a sandbox of just do whatever you want, and that's fantastic, and I definitely will when the Switch 2 comes out. If there is some sort of performance game of running it, I will totally take it up and play it again then.
So that leaves just the final part, really.
Yeah.
And that is for me to push you on what the 128 KB Andy's Game of the Year is.
I don't know. I love...
Doesn't even have to be on this list.
No, I loved...
But I mean, I'm not setting it up for anything or anything. Doesn't have to be on this list.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah? What am I going to say? I'll wait too.
Yeah, yes.
Not played it.
Yeah. Go to Argentina tonight.
I've got a trip booked to Argentina.
Yes.
Actually, via my VPN.
Good one.
Just need to buy some games.
That's it.
multiple.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a huge Diablo fan, and I was anticipating Diablo 4 so much. And I got it on PlayStation 4 because of the co-op.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't have the Xbox at the time, and love it. Smashed it like for weeks after it launched. Absolutely love it. Put it down because I know it's a live service game. So I knew I could just come back at any point and just carry on. So I want that to be up there for me, but I don't know if I can put it up there. Resident Evil 4 remake, I mean, that would be a clear winner in my eyes, just because of how much love I have with Resi 4. Like, but that's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
So again, like you said, it's just a remake.
It's difficult to put a remake in there, isn't it?
I know it's difficult, but it's a fantastic remake.
It's a total remake.
It's an amazing remake. But I don't know. I don't know if I can choose. It's really difficult. For me, I'd say it's probably Wonder, purely because like how blown away I was of anticipating hating it to then actually being completely gripped and loving every minute, and like seeing what kind of crazy acid trip Mario was on this time.
Oh, he's an elephant.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, look, he's just
where does that
killing
come from,
like
man?
Innocent creatures that just happen to be walking from one side of the road.
What's the gay flower telling me now? Hi guys.
It's so weird. I mean, it's very strange.
Yeah.
But you know, it's dope. I love it. And I would probably give it to Wonder, even though what you're going to say is also up there. I can't settle on a game, all right? So I'm going to say Mario Wonder. But I love the game you're going to say.
I'm inclined to agree with you in its totality because of how important Mario is, how important 2D Mario is, and how shocked I was at what job they'd done with it. Because they could have just done another trash game.
Yeah, it could have been crap.
And personally, I have to disagree with you. I always hate 3D platformers.
Yeah.
2D platformers, my head just is fine with it. And I think it's just because I'm old school like that.
Yeah.
That 2D platformers. So
I remember you rage quitting on Metroid when we were playing it.
That is actually true.
The live streams are still up there somewhere.
Yeah. It was the what was the
Super Metroid, wasn't it? Was it Super Metroid or was it Dread?
No, it was Super Metroid. It was over jumping, constantly thinking I was going to over jump, and because of that, I was under jumping, just jumping into lava every time.
And I'd be like, "Give it here,
give it here! I can't do it." And then I didn't want to play again. I took my ball home. Yeah, obviously, everyone knows I'm going to say Starfield, and it would never win because it's not widely popular enough, and its flaws were too widely talked about.
Yeah,
I think. But as a complete game, as a game that you could happily spend hundreds of hours playing and have just a varied and deep and wonderful experience in, there's nothing in this list that compares to that.
No, I'd agree with that. Yeah.
Zelda, maybe.
Yes.
Zelda's the only thing close.
Yeah. All the rest are pretty much linear games.
Starfield is so huge. I've completed one playthrough of the story. I've played 120 hours of like continuous action, and I know I could go in and do the same again and probably not butt up against the same things I've already experienced.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
That in itself is incredible.
I love it. I absolutely love it. It's just I've not played it as much as you know?
People talk about it being empty, about the traversal of the galaxy being flawed. I would say to that, you have to play the game to understand why they made those decisions, and the game is better for the decisions they've made.
Yeah. I had no issue with those problems.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to be No Man's Sky. I didn't want to be like, okay, I've got an hour to play. Oh wait, it's going to take me an hour to get from A to B.
No.
Do you know what I mean? I love the fact that I could choose a mission and then just teleport right there.
Yeah.
You know, or jump in my ship and do a bit of traveling, shoot some stuff, and oh look, now I'm at my destination. I loved that.
Yeah.
Because it made it more linear, and I love those experiences.
But it still had a massively deep RPG experience. It was Fallout in space.
Yeah, it's just a Bethesda game.
And I love Bethesda games, so I was obviously going to love this.
Yes. I mean, we both bought Xboxes for that one game.
And I'll be honest, It's the most I've ever spent on a game.
Yeah.
Because of that.
Yeah.
It's also the cheapest game I've ever played.
Yes.
Because of Game Pass.
Because of Game Pass, yeah.
But I don't feel like I waste my money at all.
Me either.
Which is mental.
Yeah, and I'm periodically like going back and playing it, and I want to keep playing it, but there's all these other things like Alan Wake 2 and Wonder and all this. There's too many games, man. But I love Starfield.
Yeah,
I absolutely love Starfield because I've always loved Elder Scrolls and Fallout, and I've always begged them to do like a space one, and now they have, and there's nothing I can complain about really.
Yeah.
I love all of it. I love Starfield.
So that would be my obvious choice, but that's not on the list.
No, which is really weird. Like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, so I think I'd have to be inclined to agree with you. And on the actual nominees list, I would go with Wonder.
Yeah.
Just think it's important. Either that, or if Alan Wake 2 wins, which it's going to, I'll be really happy for them.
Yes.
Because I think that's just a phenomenal.
Yeah, I want.
I don't want Spider-Man 2 to win.
No. Because you're not a PlayStation fanboy anymore.
Well, if that's what we're pinning the PlayStation on, then no. But the PlayStation isn't Spider-Man 2 in my head.
Mic drop.
Yeah. I'll see you next year for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Then I'll be the biggest PlayStation fan again.
True.
And that has to win Game of the Year 2024.
Yes, I'm sure it will.
But what I want you to do now is, if you're listening on YouTube, is to let us know how much you disagree with us.
Oh, yes.
Because you inevitably will, and that's fine, because that's what we welcome.
Oh, yes.
It's a podcast. We're here to talk. If you are listening to us on Spotify and all the other podcast places, do rate the show, because it actually really just helps out. There's only one option, though. There's 5 stars.
And especially if you're in Argentina.
If you're in Argentina, what do they speak in Argentina?
No,
Spanish, is it?
Argentinian.
No, that's not a language.
It is now.
It's called £25 off.
It is, yeah.
Of course, if you're on YouTube, thumbs up buttons there. Hit that, smash that, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment below, watch one of the other videos. And of course, we'll see you next time.
Bye.